Yo, what up, YouTube? Okay, I don't want to read the whole message because it's long, so I'm gonna paraphrase what she said. She's pretty much a single mother, who knows my views on the whole idea of single black mothers, and she knows the views of other men who watch my video and just who are on YouTube about the whole single mother crisis in America. But she says she's been watching my videos for a while, and she does take a lot from them. So, she asked me to give my thoughts on her situation and what she can do. And I'll give them. Okay, you've been, I'll admit, you've been there for a while. I thought you left, but you changed your screen name. So now I know who you are exactly. So I will be clear, okay? I don't want to put your business out there, so I'm not going to get into all that. But here's my take on your situation and other women who are in your similar situation, okay? I'm going to put it to you like this, okay? Now, don't take this as, let's say, a cousin who's talking to you. Don't take this as, a black dude who's trying to date you. Take this as somebody in your family, okay? That's how I want you to take this message. First and foremost, you cannot act like a woman who does not have kids. One of the biggest turnoffs is when we see black women who are a little bit younger, okay, under the age of 27 or so, 28, still trying to act as if they don't have kids and that they're young. And, and like their kids aren't that big of a deal. Okay, it's like, do you like brunette, blonde? Do you like women with kids or without kids? Like, they act like it's not a big deal. You have to stop all that, okay? No one says that your life is over, but the whole idea of trying to act like, some of your homegirls who are young, single, ready to mingle, that shit has to stop. That is annoying. That has to stop. First of all, it's not good for your kids, okay? It's not good to see that, to see mama act that way, okay? And, secondly, it just seems weird, okay? You have a lot of responsibility, and most of those girls are acting reckless. So you're a mother who's acting reckless. That's like a severe no-no for a dude, okay? Especially a serious dude who is family-oriented. To see a reckless mother, hell no. So you have to stop, cut it dry. If that means you have to let go of your homegirls, let them go. Trust me. They're not helping you at all. You're not helping your situation. Secondly, no one's saying that you have to be perfect, but physically, you have to take care of yourself. Okay? Hit the gym up. Okay? Try to look as much as you looked before you had the kids. Okay? So a man is not on some... Man, you know what I mean? She was bad before, but she popped out those kids. Get yourself back to where you were before. Get yourself healthy. Okay? Get your stuff together. Okay? In terms of physical appearance. No one's saying go overboard now. But, we don't want you to look like, you're trying to go out to the club, but just have yourself together. Okay? Men love older women, 35 plus, who still look good. Okay? At the gym, it's not the young girls who are getting the attention. It's the 35 plus cougar type chicks, the cougar women, okay, who are getting all the love because they're not supposed to look that way. Okay? To me, that is a harder commodity than a young chick, simply because the young chick is just going off of nature. But the older chick, that's work. That's dedication. Men like that. So keep yourself together. As far as what you do for a living, you have to support yourself. You have to be bringing money in, okay? I understand that a lot of mothers go back to school, but we want to see you with a tangible plan, okay? We want to see you, we want to see that you have the ability to identify what you are doing, and this is what I'm doing, not some unrealistic fantasy. A lot of women just say, oh, I'm in school, and that's supposed to mean something. No. What do you plan on doing to support yourself? What are you doing to support your kids? We don't want to hear that you're pretty much just living off of, the baby daddies and their family and welfare. What are you doing? How are you bringing money into the table? How do you manage money? You can't be funny with the money. You have to be on point. You have to know how to budget like a motherfucker. Okay? You better have a BA in financial budgeting. Okay? That's what we're looking for. Next, your children or child should be well behaved. None of that wild ghetto child syndrome. That's not cute. It's not funny. Yeah, we may laugh at it on TV. Oh, her son is a little badass, or her daughter's, has a foul mouth. No, your children better be on point. And why am I saying all this? You have to understand that the men that you want have families as well. Okay, and the women in my family, I know, would be against it from the word go. So if I'm going to go against the family that I love, the family that I grew up with, the family that will be there till I die, and I'm kind of going against what they sacrificed for me. You have to remember, my mom and dad didn't sacrifice, so that I can, go off and go be part of somebody else's ready-made family. They did all this so I can start my own family. So if I'm going to go against what they want and bring you in, you have to be on point. Your children have to be on point. You have to prove to me and the family, okay, that you can fit in. You have to. And it might sound like it sucks, but it is what it is. Don't get it twisted. Even if you didn't have kids, you would still have to go above and beyond to prove that you can fit in. But most of the time, single mothers fail, right, because they don't want to deal with the pressures of the family. They just want to do whatever. No, you have to fit in. So you have all the regular responsibilities that a single woman without children would bring to the table if she was trying to get into my family, okay? And you have extra responsibilities. So what does this mean? This means that you have to stop. This is going to take time. Getting your career together, getting your kids together isn't going to happen overnight. And like I said, the men that you want aren't going to take your word for it. We want to see it. We don't want this whole, it's in progress. We want to see what's going on. That's why I told you, y'all need to stop trying to act like you don't have kids, because what you need to be doing will take time. I'm an education fanatic, and your kids better be on point too. Don't give me a 7-year-old who can't read or do this and the third. Your kids better be where they need to be. The women talk about having to do the work of a father and a mother. Well, we'll see. Okay, if you're truly as good as what, the media says you are and what you guys claim to be, then you need to take some time out and truly be mommy and daddy for, the next couple of years, and make sure your kids are where they need to be. Complete. Spiritually, you better be on game. We don't want this whole, she may revert back to her old ways. You better be on point. I'm talking about a spiritual rock. Most people don't look for women to be spiritual rocks, okay? But you better be up there. I'm not talking about going to church, and living in the church 50 hours a day, okay? I'm talking about you acting appropriately everywhere. I should be able to put a whole bunch of alcohol and all sorts of negative stuff around you, and you should just be able to deflect it. It shouldn't faze you. You should keep it moving. That's how spiritually strong you should be. Once again, you're a mother. Don't forget, you're not just a woman anymore. You're a mother. So you're trying to be somebody's wife, and you're already a mother. I have to add that in just in case some of y'all forgot. Okay? And that's pretty much it. I know a lot of dudes are going to be upset. Pink, why are you doing this type of video? You know how we feel, and I agree with you. So my fellas out there, I'm not trying to backstep on anything that I said before, okay? But I'm doing this because she's been one of the people who I've been talking to regularly since I got on YouTube. Okay, we've had a lot of conversations, and, it wasn't until a little bit later that I found out she had kids herself. Okay, so I'm doing this to be real with you, because we have every right to feel upset and say, no, we pass. Every other group of men on this earth throughout history, okay, would pass, and it would be a no-no. So black men have to be given more credit than we're being given in terms of dealing with black women and, single black mothers, because we are the only group on this planet that even deals with y'all. remotely deals with y'all. Yet we get no love. No love. Okay, so I'm not trying to speak down to any of y'all. I'm just trying to let you know how we feel and what you can do. And it's not even a guarantee. None of this is guaranteeing you anything. But trust me, if you don't do this, you will be down and out. Okay, game over. No more continues. No game genie. No code. No memory card. Game over. Back to the start screen. Insert 2 quarters. That sort of game over. Mommy and daddy say, hey, let's go. Not this time, son. Not this time, daughter. That sort of game over. Alright? So let me know how you feel. Excuse me if some people are kind of upset by my tone, but it is what it is. God bless.